Hi everyone, and welcome to Do You SaddleBrooke. This is a very special day for me because in my hot seat, I am going to interview one of my favorite people in SaddleBrooke HOA2, Walter Yazzie, our general manager. And Walter, welcome. Thank you for being here with me. I appreciate you. We have known each other for a very long time, Walter and I, because when I had an office in the admin building, we were right across from each other. And he was always so kind to me. You let me go in and just gab. So I appreciate it very much. And I'm so thrilled. You always reminded me of because of your progression in the HOA, as that plaid jacket at a funeral. Now, we all know, Walter, that you are born and raised Arizona. And tell me this, when you were growing up, were you known as the hard-to-handle rascal or a mama's boy?
Well, Darbie, first, thank you for having me here, and this is very interesting to me. So, yes, I was born in Arizona. I am an Arizona kid, born in Fort Defiance, Arizona. And really, I'm not either of a rascal or a mama's boy. I kind of consider myself in the middle. When I was younger, I was very shy, and it was hard for me to come out of my shell. I would stand back and just kind of watch what was going on. And so not too much of a rascal, but not really a mama's boy either. I was pretty free to run free and do what I wanted as long as I got home by dinner time. So, yeah, so, well, that's kind of how I grew up.
And that's how a lot of us grew up back then. When you were in school, were you into sports or more into the clubs and politics and et cetera of school?
Good question. Yeah, I kind of tended towards the sports, but as an elementary school and junior high, I really was still a shy person, and it wasn't until high school I met one of my best friends right now. His name's Cody, and Cody convinced me to join the wrestling team. And it wasn't until high school and I joined the wrestling team that I really was able to break through being shy. I kind of opened up. I started to have a lot more friends and be part of a team. And so that really was a big change in my life during high school. So.
Well, okay, after high school, did you go immediately into college? And your career while you were in college, what was your major? And
so in college, well, actually, after graduating from high school, when I was in high school, I moved down to Mesa, and I finished high school in Mesa, Arizona. And I also then started working there. So I worked there for another year after graduation and decided to go on to college at that point. And then during that year, I worked on all my paperwork to get myself into college, get accepted into college. So I eventually ended up at Brigham Young University. And another thing that I've always wanted to do since high school was be a military officer. So when I got to Brigham Young University, one of the first things I did was walk over to the ROTC building and ask them, well, how do I get involved with the ROTC unit? Which was really interesting because in my immediate family, I'm the first one to join the military. So I really didn't know what to expect. So it was kind of pushing limits for me to go and ask how to join the ROTC, and I just didn't know what that was going to bring. But it ended up being a good move for me through college and through my career.
So after college, then you immediately moved into the military side of your life.
Exactly. So went through the ROTC program, got a degree in design engineering, but got commissioned at the same time I graduated from college, and then interesting enough, the Air Force put me on about a year wait, but in about a year, I then reported to duty in the Air Force.
Where were you stationed throughout your career? In states or overseas?
So that's another interesting thing is, because joining the military, one of the benefits from coming with joining the military is you get to travel the world and see different things, which growing up on the reservation, I didn't have that opportunity. So this opened up the world to me. You know, so started out in Del Rio, Texas at Laughlin Air Force Base. Then I moved to Las Vegas to Nellis Air Force Base. Then I spent a year down in Honduras. And then I spent 3 years in Germany. And then I came back to Texas. And then I spent a year in Iraq, and then to Korea. And then I ended up in Japan. And eventually I ended up here in Tucson, down at Davis-Monthan Air Force Base. And that's where after 21 years of service, I retired. And then after that is how I ended up here at SaddleBrooke.
Very good. It's our good fortune. Okay, so you've answered that. You know that old saying, behind every good man is a good woman? Well, you have the best. I've met your wife, spent a little time with her, met your family. But will you please just tell us a little bit about it? Where did you meet this amazing woman?
Yeah, so my family, I have my wife Carla, and I have 2 boys, Bryce and Chance. Now, I met Carla in college, and so the last year of college, we got married. And then she stuck it out with me throughout the whole military career, you know, moving from state to state, country to country. And really, again, a lot of people, I think more and more, it's brought out how much the family sacrifices and how much, you know, a military spouse sacrifices to support the military member. And it's the same with Carla. She supported me through the whole time. As we were moving around the world, we had 2 sons. My oldest son is Bryce. He has gone and got a degree from University of New Mexico in chemical engineering. And my younger son, kind of following in my steps, graduated from Brigham Young University and just recently graduated from the United States Air Force pilot training. And he's going to be an instructor pilot for 3 years and move on to whatever fighter platform they assign him. So that kind of wraps the family up in a
Oh my goodness.
short.
I know you're very proud.
Definitely, yeah. Very
And then
proud.
of course you came to SaddleBrooke, our good fortune, and I'll tell you, I think you've held more positions than anyone, but the way when I said plaid jacket, it's because you've stood out since you've been at SaddleBrooke. And the thing that I love about your story is what I'd like to see more of is there are a lot of good people and moving them up. Keep moving them up. So
Right.
do you even know, can you remember all your titles that you've had?
Really, actually, I've only had 3 titles, but I've done a lot of other things, you know, within those titles. I was hired here early on as a director of operations. And so I did that for several years. And then they created the assistant general manager position. And I was lucky enough that they thought I was doing okay, so I moved on up to the assistant general manager. So talking about all the different titles, during the time I was assistant general manager, the HOA transitioned from ropes and ownership to resident ownership. And this is where I got my hands in a lot of things, because as Robeson left us and we stood up our own organization, then I had to stand up the IT section. I had to stand up the contracting section. So I had to bring and stand up a lot of sections that were no longer taken care of by Robeson. But I think my background in the military has really helped me with setting up these sections, because I did a lot of this in the military with the leadership and the training I had in the military really fit me and served me well as I came here to SaddleBrooke.
Well, I know that your organization skills has helped you, because I used to walk by and see you have your Tuesday meetings with your staff, and they'd all be in that room, sitting down on the floor and in chairs or whatever you had to do.
Oh yeah, we've had some really good staff meetings.
Have you had to take on courses to prepare you for some of the things you're doing with SaddleBrooke now, or just on the job training?
Well, there's a professional organization that's called CAI, Community Association Institute. And so I got introduced to that, and this institute actually is an international institute that controls and kind of set standards for managing these communities. And so I became involved with that. And so then I continued to study, and I've got their first certification of a community manager. And then I've moved up to the next certification, which is actually association specialist. So now I have my second certification. And as I continue on, I will eventually get what they call a PCAM, a professional management certification. So I'm working towards that right now.
Tell us, what is your favorite thing about working with your staff and the residents?
So I got a favorite thing in each side. Now, with the staff, we have a really strong staff. I think over the years, we've picked the right people to be in the right positions. And so I really enjoy, again, I still have staff meetings as a general manager with my directors, and it's just a joy to see each one of them in their professional areas, and the things that they come up with, the way we coordinate is very strong. So I think we're very lucky here to have a strong staff. On the resident side, something that I think the residents have seen is the "We Appreciate You" sticker. And it really comes from my heart. We appreciate the residents here. I appreciate walking through the clubhouse and seeing all the rooms, hearing the interaction between the residents. To me, I always feel successful when I walk through and I see the facilities being used and the people happy. And that's really kind of my payback for what I do, is to see the residents being happy.
And that is good, because you are hands-on and you're available.
Yes, I definitely try to get out, see what's going on, and listen to all the comments, not just the good comments where maybe there's improvements needed, but I try to listen to all the comments and consider and weigh each comment. I can't answer all of them to the way the person wants them answered, but I do my best to, again, focus on what's best for the community.
That's good. Yeah. Now, SaddleBrooke is one of the main sports that we have here is golf. So this next section I am taking from Faraday. You don't win anything. They call it's like rapid fire. So it's,
okay.
You don't win anything, but it's just a little fun. Okay.
All right.
Are you an early riser, or do you like to sleep in on non-work days?
Oh, being a military guy, I get up early all the time. It's just natural for me now.
Okay. When you have to, do you cook or microwave?
I like cooking. I like the results of cooking more than microwaving.
Wine or beer?
Neither. I don't drink any alcohol.
No alcohol.
No.
Okay. Tea or Cokes?
Definitely Cokes.
Okay. Do you watch sports or news?
More news.
Okay. Professional or collegiate sports on TV?
Oh, that's a hard one. I guess I'm going to lean towards the professional.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bedroom drawers organized or not?
Military, bedroom drawers are organized.
Hey, I live with one. Absolutely. Everything's rolled up, color coordinated.
Yeah, shirts go where shirts go, and the socks are rolled, and they go in the sock drawer. And, yeah.
Dog or cat?
I like both, but we have a cat.
All
But we
right.
have owned both. Yeah.
Okay. Rock or country?
Wow, I'd say 50-50. I like both.
Because I remember you at one of our country. Football or baseball?
Probably football, more familiar with football.
Are you going to watch the Diamondbacks in the World Series?
I am. Yeah, so,
okay.
But today, right? First,
starts today in Texas. All right. Open door or closed door?
Oh, we talking about my office? So, okay, I'm going to throw a curveball at you. A screen door.
A screen door?
Because sometimes I do need to shut the door to get work done.
Yes.
But I like to have an open door, most of the time. So I'm going to call it a screen door.
A screen door. You can wave and say, in a minute? Okay.
Exactly. In a minute, I'll get with you. Yeah.
All right. Boxer or briefs?
Oh, wow. I'm going to go for the boxers.
That's military. Okay, tell us something about yourself that no one knows.
You know, that's really hard. I don't know that, I'm a pretty open person. So I think not everybody knows everything, but if you talk to somebody, they're gonna know, you know, most things that I do, you know. So residents know stuff, staff knows stuff, you know, and certain staff members, you know, I'll talk to. So I don't know if there's anything I can really say that people don't know about me.
Well,
So.
and just today, I've learned a little bit more about you that I didn't know. And it just makes you complete, and I still see why you are our new general manager. And I just want to thank you so much for taking time to come here today. I've always told you this, you're one of my favorite people. So
Well,
I
thank you.
hope that the rest of SaddleBrooke will feel the very same throughout the years.
Well, thank you, Darbie.
So thank you for being with us today.
My pleasure.
Thank you for being with us for Do You SaddleBrooke. And I will see you again soon. Thank you. Wasn't that an interesting interview with Walter? I thoroughly enjoyed myself. But it's time for me to get down to business and talk about upcoming shows for November. Did you know we use our theater for free lectures from U of A? And we have one scheduled for Thursday, November 9 at 6:30 p.m. Renowned researcher Dr. Lee Ryan will lecture on the subject of Precision Aging Network. She is head of the Department of Psychology of U of A, and her research takes an individualized approach to understanding brain aging through the Precision Aging Network and what we can do to maintain brain health throughout our lives. Right up our alley. Remember, it's free and starts at 6:30 p.m. Sasso will again be on our stage on Saturday, November 11 at 7:30 p.m. for a romantic evening with three great singers, Renata Bari and Diana Peralta, both sopranos, and tenor Alonzo Ciceros. Music by Strauss, Serenade, and Tchaikovsky, Romeo and Juliet Overture. Our entertainment on Wednesday, November 15 at 7:30 p.m. is Aeromyth. The ultimate Aerosmith tribute experience was formed in 2007 and held a level of success and notoriety nearly unheard of in the tribute community. They have performed all over the U.S. and internationally and even performed for crowds in Dodger Stadium. They have defined themselves through their live performance recreation, uncanny physical likeness, and unparalleled musicianship. It will be a hard rock evening at DBPAC, and I hope to hear you there. Our last performance for November, our own barbershop chorus presents Holiday Harmonies with special guest quartet Vocalosity, backed by popular demand. Performance will be on our stage on Wednesday, November 29 at 7:30 p.m. Let's again support our own barbershop chorus starting off our Christmas season. The chorus and Vocalosity will each bring their unique a cappella harmonies for us to enjoy. Remember, Wednesday, November 29 at 7:30 p.m., our SaddleBrooke Barbershop Chorus and Vocalosity. See you there.